Hello and welcome to TL Frames Guy Panel. Ladies, we are finally going to learn how they think and what it is they want from us. Meet the gentlemen. We've got Wes Schmidt, who will be doing an online interview, and we have two other anonymous, male 37 and 56, to give us their opinion as well, anonymously. I want to thank them all for participating and welcome and enjoy the show. Okay, let's dive right on in. What do you expect from the woman in your life?
The word that came up to me was kind of self-reliant, and I'll explain it. Be in control of her own happiness. In a partnership and in a relationship, you're there for each other at times when you need each other. But I think I'm speaking more generally as a general self-reliant, not codependent, not needing me there at every aching moment, but will live her own life. She'll live her own life and be happy, and then us together, of course, would make each other more happy and help each other more. The next thing I thought of was communication. I think communication is super important, and when you're dealing with men and you're dealing with women, that seems to be sometimes a missing piece altogether, but sometimes the lines get crossed. So an expectation would be that, and again, this is a very male answer, but the expectation would be that she would just be direct, that she would say what she feels, that she would express what she feels rather than the guessing game. I'm very simple, and most men are very, very simple, and we need the communication very simple, like children. Because then you can talk about anything. You can work anything out. Communicating can solve all problems if you do it well. So those were the two.
Some other great advice. Work with me through the good and bad times. Be understanding, loving, and be a team player. Put in some effort, and remember the little things really matter. Now 56, when he was younger, wanted them to do what he said, kept the house, food on the table, care for the kids, let him drink beer with the boys. Now, just wants her love. Okay, what is it you absolutely need her to do or be?
You know what? Men need intimacy too. It's not just, a lot of times we think about, it's thought that the women needs the cuddling and the catering, stuff like that, to be doted over. But you know what? Men too. I think deep down, men, it's the same way. So if I needed anything, it would be intimacy, it would be attention, to feel appreciated, to feel important. And the biggest one for me, tucking me up to the kids, holding me, you know what I mean? Like, just because I want them to see me a certain way. So an expectation of her would be to kind of maintain that persona, I guess. But that's what I came up with.
I really like it. You've done your homework.
I reflected.
You did.
You got me thinking.
Good.
Cuddles, hugs, show that they care and understand me. Don't be judgmental towards me. Give me the benefit of the doubt and stay positive. Be healthy and do CrossFit with me. Be healthy mentally and emotionally invested in me.
What do you want from your women?
One, that time, that undivided attention, something where, because a lot of the time you spend together is doing something else. It's not just a one-on-one, face-to-face, just having a conversation. It's, well, let's talk about this while we're doing this, or on the way to this, or right. So I think a basic need is just time. It's just time spent and undivided attention, and that brings me back. That brings me back to center, because I know I can get overwhelmed or caught up with things, and just taking some time out of the day I think that's what I really need.
Yeah. Well, I know you are extremely busy with your responsibilities, so
we make ourselves busy. It's a choice.
Understand long working hours. consistency with kids, do what I want to do sometimes, appreciate my efforts, make me feel wanted, intimacy, prayer, and enjoy the good times. What do you want us to do in the tough times?
And this is I'm going to contradict myself here because I talked about communication earlier, but something I need is, I guess, for her to recognize when I'm going through a tough time, even if I don't communicate it well. So that's I'm being a hypocrite here, but there are sometimes I think that I think sometimes I just kind of like tuck it all in, and I don't like to talk about it. So I think noticing that I'm going through a tough time helps me talk about it, for one, and then again when we're talking, to be more of a listener and ask good questions rather than give a lot of advice. I don't mind advice and I like advice, but sometimes if it's a work-related thing, I've already thought everything out and I haven't come up with a solution, so I just want to vent. And then after I'm allowed to vent, then that's the time to give afterwards, not during. So one-on-one, undivided attention. Recognize when I am going through a tough time or overburdened. Most of mine is just heavy, just a lot of responsibility, a lot of things going on, something that's I just can't overcome or I can't see my way through at the moment. And then to just be there and talk it through.
Get over things and arguments quickly and move on. Prayers and never give up on me. All right, give us 5 do nots.
I would say a don't is an emotional snap. Just process and let's talk about it rather than. So I guess that's one of the biggest ones. Under communication, I guess. Yeah. Okay. No silent treatments. I like that. Got to talk it out. In spite. So if she's upset, don't do something just because she's upset to get even. That's another one. That doesn't happen a whole lot, but I mean, be tidy. Can I say that? I think I'm a firm believer is if you live in clutter, it adds to your stress level. So when you're very busy and a lot of things going on, clutter is one of my biggest, and don't get me wrong, I jump in and help out, and I would do that. But if I were going to say a do is just keep things tidy, take care of yourself at least. If you need help, ask for it, but clean, be clean. 10 times, if I want to go do something for me, whether it's like hang with the guys or, go shoot hoops or something, if that's something that she doesn't want me to do, let's have a conversation about it. But oftentimes it's in a very emotional response. So I guess one of the biggest things that I would say if I were going to say a don't are the emotional responses, the snaps.
More don'ts. Don't nag, be negative, sweatpants, only having sex in the dark on your back. Don't try to change me. Don't swear. Don't worry about being wrong. Bring up past arguments and don't get upset when you can't perform. All right, it's time for 5 do's.
Do compliment.
Oh,
say kind things. I know. Sometimes we get very relaxed with each other, like a man and a woman would get really relaxed, and it's a time for venting and a time for complaining. And this happened in my day. This happened in my day. But try and be positive, as much as you can. So do would be to give compliments, be positive, to say things that were good that happened.
Right. Not just unload.
Yeah, not just an unloading session, but the things that are good. I'm going to go back to the spiritual side of things. I think an ideal world, do would be, she would say her personal prayers, and she would do her own scripture study and church service opportunities. So that would be a do. Oh, another good do is to, even if you don't want to, maybe participate in the similar interests. So even if she's not interested in something I am, maybe do it anyway.
Yeah.
I would have to, because I'll have to do what I don't want to do too. So if it's the basketball, yeah, whatever. Just go with the flow. Okay, whatever. I'll let you pick the movie. All right, whatever. So do's and don'ts. That's what I got.
All right. I like.
Do something I want to for once. Make the move on us. Flirt. Be blunt and honest. Be able to hang with the boys. Do your hair and shave. Understand sweet, still voice. Smell good after a workout. Make me smile. Be a nurturer. And pass gas just like a man. What is the role you want your woman to play in your life or your family?
I want her to go after her passions. If it's working outside the home, it's working outside the home. What we've chosen to do is what we've chosen to do. But I think it's a game plan. Whatever it is, it's a game plan. If I'm going to be the main provider, then she'll spend as much time at home as she can with the kids, and because I think that a parent needs to be home as much as they can. If she's going to work outside the home, then I be at home with the kids as much as I can. So it can be a balance, but it's also a game plan, gender specific. She does this, I do this.
Right.
The teamwork.
Yeah.
Be my best friend, supportive of her working, raising the children, and they share chores. 3 of our most sexy traits.
This is probably more of a simple answer. I don't know if you're looking for a more complicated answer, but
I'll let you know.
after 12 years of marriage, I think the sexiest trait is probably flirting. I miss the flirting part of it, where you seem like you don't have any time for that anymore. But it's I think that's a sexy trait. I think that if you can let loose and have fun, I like that. That's probably the number one quality, especially after, again, you get busy. Things get mundane sometimes. They get routine. Gotta still have fun, and gotta still flirt. Gotta make googly eyes at each other, and
I love it.
Little romantic gestures, things like that. I think that's probably it. Workout. I think that's a sexy trait. So workout clothes, sweaty, I don't know. I think someone. I like that. That somebody's goal oriented and going after being in better shape, determined. Mm-hmm. I'm going to use that as a 3, though. I'm going to separate that. Determined. Knows what she wants, goes after it. I think that's very sexy. I think that I don't know. I think that there's a lot to be said about a woman who knows what she wants and just goes after it, gets it.
Yeah.
Determined.
Cool. So that does not intimidate you.
No, absolutely not. No, this is and these are my on-air answers. Keeping it clean for the viewers.
Skirts, boots, cleavage shirts, can hang with the boys, sense of humor, dimples, curves. Must have traits.
She has to be kind-hearted, prone to be charitable, prone to care about others. She needs to be goal-oriented, knows what she's going after. A lot of times those are probably our goals together, maybe, but goal-oriented and working towards those goals. Don't give up on them, that kind of thing. Athletic. I don't know if it's a must-have, but it's pretty high on my list because we.
I think it's a must-have for you.
I think so. I think it has to be because I don't know what we would do if there's just a lot to go along with. Can I use self-reliant again? Because I think that I think there's a lot encompassed in that. I think that if they're doing things to rejuvenate themselves spiritually, because you almost need to. You almost need to have your own thing. If it's physical, if you're working out for yourself or whatever she decides to do. If she's working out, if she's reading her scriptures, if she's praying, if she's taking care of herself. So self-reliant, I like that. That's a must-have trait. And spontaneous. I like spontaneity. Because a lot of times you don't have a whole lot of time to. Sometimes you have time when you least expect it. So hey, let's go do something. Let's have fun.
Right.
So spontaneity, I think, would be a must-have trait.
Yeah, good one.
I think that's 5.
How do you feel about the girl being
the aggressor? I think it's awesome if somebody's that confident in themselves, or again, it goes back to knowing what you want. If you know what you want and you're going to go for it, sure, absolutely. I think it's awesome. I think it's a good trait.
I'm going to ask you a very specific question because I know you.
Okay.
And I knew you in your single days.
No.
Yeah.
I prefer it, actually. That'd be awesome.
The way I recall, you were kind of someone that enjoyed the chase. Would you say that was fair?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fair. There's 2 factors there. One is that I'm a lot older, and my perspective has changed a lot. Right. A lot. But secondly, the chase, that was a game. If I were thinking about sincerely dating, the ones that I have dated or had a longer relationship with are more of the strong-willed ones. The ones that I had went after, as you put it, or the chase or the game, those are pretty short-lived. It was more of a game. Okay.
I just had to clarify that because I was like, oh.
You can call me out. That's okay.
Flirt, laugh at our jokes, cook meal, buy us beer, surprise with sexual surprises, compromise, all girl/guy dates. Sense of humor, okay with afternoon delight, buy something sexy wear to surprise me, unconditional love, can spit. The words of wisdom being the best girlfriend or wife.
Don't give up a piece of yourself or give up what you want. Because I think that a lot of times people or women think that they have to give up parts of themselves or piece of themselves to make the man happy or to make things work. I think that you are who you are, and if something makes you happy, you need to go for it. And it all falls underneath that self-reliant, I think, is that just do what makes you happy. And we'll make it work as a whole, but individually, just know what makes you happy, self-reflect, know what you want. You don't have to compromise the most important things to you. And my words of wisdom or recommendation is that you know what those things are, and you hold them close and don't compromise with those. There's other things you can compromise with, but not the things that make you most happy. Make that part of your relationship.
Don't always go after the good-looking guys that know how to talk. They're just playing with you. Find the one sitting by himself. Buy him a drink and talk to him. Pay attention to the guy and what he's into. Ask him to show you how to do it or play it. We love teaching girls how to do things. It leads to flirting. We need you to want us physically and emotionally. Always hearing no, we stop asking. Want me, need me. What do you wish women knew or understood?
I wish they knew that, in fact, we are a lot simpler than it may appear sometimes. I think women may read a little too much into it or overthink it because they have, I think they know already. I think that they just overthink it and they have lack of patience and they too emotional maybe in the situation that they're in. But so maybe they could just step back and just take a more simple approach.
Okay.
What it is probably what it is. You know, I'm going to probably sound chauvinist here, but I'm not even going to say that. You're recording it. Never mind.
I can edit. Remember, I can edit.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of the burping and farting in public, I guess, or in front of me even. It's more of a, I'm just not a fan of it. So that would be another don't. Keep doing what you're doing. I think it's good. I think it's cool.
I'm trying. I feel like women need to feel a little bit more empowered. Like, I feel like we're in a time and an age where we need to be more confident in who we are and less on what we need to fix on ourselves. Because you listen to everything and it's, we're not skinny enough, our teeth aren't white enough, our hair isn't soft enough. Like, we're bombarded all the time. And I just want to help kind of stabilize women and be like, you know what?
Right.
It's real men, like real guys. I've got a wide spread of ages. Like, listen, like this is real people. This isn't TV commercials. I'm not selling you anything. This is like real life stuff, and I just feel it's important.
I do too.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
You dropped me.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, forget my birthday. You forgot my birthday. Anyway. Screw like you. Okay.
Okay.
So that I can cut, I edit.
Like my double chin, maybe.
See, this is why I have the camera angle out of that so you can't see mine.
Yeah. Good idea.
Time to. Here. You ready?
I am ready.
All right.